Hello, gems. It has been a while, but welcome back to my YouTube channel, okay? I can't wait to talk to you guys. I kind of missed y'all. So let's get right into the video. The topic that I want to talk to you guys about today is rather sensitive. It's not something that we hear about too often. I think we often neglect it, especially in our Christian communities. But I think that's something I'm starting to notice the enemy is really fighting for. And I'm just going to address mental illness today, anxiety and depression. For some of us, it's not really depression or anxiety. Sometimes it might even be considered stress for you. It might be, to a lesser degree. But nonetheless, it's something that is very important. We focus on everything else. We focus on being physically healthy, going to the doctor, making sure we eat, making sure we sleep, drinking our water every single day. A lot of us are making sure that educationally we're on point. We're going to school, we're getting our education, we're doing what we have to do, we're working hard, we're taking care of everything else. And a lot of us, even spiritually, we're working on ourselves. But something that I think we are probably dropping the ball on, that the enemy is picking up, is the fact that our mental state really isn't as secure as we might think it is. Now, again, everyone is dealing with something to a lesser degree. So maybe your situation isn't even that bad and you're not dealing with something that's too hard. But nonetheless, I think a lot of us are seeing a lot of things that we don't realize is a huge deal. The eyes really are like a gateway to your soul. Like what you're seeing, the things that you are taking in with your senses, when we pass by billboards, when we're watching movies, when we're listening to songs, when we're hanging out with different people and engaging in different kinds of conversations, all of these different things, even if you dealt with something in the past where you completely ignored the situation and you didn't talk about it, you didn't confront the individual, whatever it may be, we're not realizing that these things really do stay in our hearts. They're starting to bear fruit. They're really starting to take over our lives and we don't even notice it because we're not paying attention to that. And we're saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Let me not be too sensitive. Oh, let it go. It happened a while ago. No, there are some things that happened to you. There's some things, unfortunately, that you dealt with that has to be handled. It has to be addressed. You have to speak about it. You have to share it. You have to find help. Okay? We don't like that word. We like to give help, but we don't like to receive it. I understand. We want to help the world. We want to save everybody, but we don't want anybody to save us. Here's what's tough. What's tough is that when you ignore what's going on with your mental health, when you ignore stress, when you ignore the fact that you're always anxious, when you ignore the fact that you're probably sad all the time, or mentally something's not clicking, you're probably going through a depression or some kind of trauma, or from childhood this has been a big deal and you kind of ignored it. When you ignore these things, it gets worse and worse and worse. The enemy is finding ways to destroy you. That's what he wants to do. He wants to destroy you. And so you wonder why someone says one bad thing to you and you want to blow up. You wonder why you can't focus and you can't study like you used to. You wonder why your mind is always drifting. You wonder why there are times when random thoughts from the past come to your mind and you get sad and it ruins your day and it makes you uncomfortable. It's because there's things going on in your heart and in your mind that you probably have not addressed, that you haven't completely given to God. Maybe you prayed over it. Maybe you said you forgave the person. Maybe you said you let it go and it's still there. Because some things you need to fast, you need to pray, you need to read the word, you need to find a counselor. I'm going to tell y'all, you need to find a counselor. You need to find a Christian counselor or a therapist within your church or other organization, where it might be free or where it might be at a discounted rate for you, where it's affordable. Listen, find that help. It is necessary. And I am telling you guys, within the past year, I've just come across so many situations with myself and with others where I'm realizing so many of us are going through that same thing. Mentally, I don't want to say unstable, but mentally we're just not clicking. It's just not at the right place. You're not happy the way you're supposed to be. You're not joyful like you're supposed to be. You're not living in the freedom of Jesus Christ like you're supposed to, and something is wrong. So I'm challenging you guys to take the time. Don't don't start diagnosing yourself. Don't start going on Google and trying to give yourself, like a title of I have this or I have that. No. What I'm telling you is to start doing the necessary research, to start going to a counselor and just start speaking to somebody, and to start praying and using your wisdom to ask God what's really going on with you. What is it that's keeping you from joy? What is it that's keeping you from prospering, from going forward? What is it that's keeping you angry and bitter and jealous and hurtful all the time? What is it that's keeping you in a sad state? Even when one thing happened throughout your day and a billion good things happen, why is it that one bad thing completely destroys everything that God had planned for you? And so I'm saying this because I really want you guys to find that help. And I'm saying this because I also want to better myself. I want to grow. I want to, fix whatever in my heart isn't right. And so I'm hoping that this is a journey that we can all go through, and that I can keep encouraging you guys, and that I can keep finding encouragement and help and information. And I'll definitely do my best to share it with you guys. Down low, I'll post the APA website, and you can take a look into depression and all the different cues to look out for. And I'll also down there post my recent blog post just to encourage everyone. And I think that's something I want to address more on this channel, because I don't hear enough about it. I don't hear too many people who address it. And a lot of times when we hear about anxiety and depression, we think there's definitely something wrong with that person, and that person isn't saved, or that person doesn't truly believe. And we start to give titles, and we start to say there's something wrong with them, or we start to act like people are crazy just because they go to counseling. No. The important thing is that you work on yourself. No one knows what you've been through. No one knows what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with. And the enemy just wants to steal your mind. He wants to take your mind, whatever joy you have, whatever peace you have, that's what he wants to do. So no matter how small it might be, even if it's just the slightest bit of stress, however you can find help, because those things don't stay small. They grow into something enormous. And by the time that you start dealing with it, it becomes a bigger issue. Before you even realize it's a problem, you're like thinking evil thoughts that should never be in your mind. So I'm here to encourage you guys, and I definitely want to reach out to everyone and just let you guys know that there is hope. There's nothing that God cannot do. Before you start medicating or following different paths out there, give God a chance. Start reading your word daily. Give yourself, a new mindset, a new desire, a new passion for change. Start to spend more time in your word and start to pray more. And fasting does miracles. So fast not just once or twice, but start to fast more often. And let's see what God does. I love to challenge him, because there's no challenge my God cannot win or conquer or do. And so I'm looking forward to the great ways that he's going to bless you and I. And so let's walk this road together. Let's go forward. Let's walk forward, and let's live in the grace and peace of God. You guys, I cannot wait for the deliverance, for the great things that God's going to do. And I just hope that this motivates you, and that you can share it with someone who's probably struggling. And for those of you who might not be struggling with this, I'm going to shoot a video soon for you guys to pretty much convict you guys a little bit of how to be wise in dealing with the situation and supporting your family and friends, okay? So definitely like, comment, share, do whatever you have to do, but most importantly, receive this word and let it bless you, okay? I love you guys. I wish you guys the best. Until I see you guys again, stay well, stay blessed, and see you soon. Bye-bye.